Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca. Happy 29th of June to you all. It is the morning of the 29th as I am filming this. Let me just get my number sheet off. So yeah, we are very nearly finished. We do have the top row to do in a bit. I have a new glue dot in my pen, so we're going to see how this goes. But I do, first up, let's grab a different AB pen. I want to do my ABs first in this section. Let's see if I can still move this forward without knocking my laptop off. Let's not cause any injuries. Oh, we've got a few ABs actually in this one. Might have some multi-placing to do as well. But I hope everybody is planning a very good weekend. Make sure you get that bit of me time in to finish off the month. We've got quite a busy weekend this weekend just because it hits end of month. But more, well, not so much end of month. We don't tend to always have busy end of month, but we do definitely have busy end of year. And it's end of year for our business. So me and Megan have to do a stock take this weekend. I am not looking forward to that since we are in the new shop. It is a whole different ball game in that space. I mean, I suppose everything isn't spread about the house like it potentially used to be. There would be some stuff in various different places, whereas it is all in one place. However, since the big delivery I've been waiting for arrived last week, that shop is chaos at the moment. It's slowly becoming more organised and back to how I like it. I am slowly but surely working through the stock that has come in. We also placed a big order, finalising all the packing supplies for Advent, all the bags and the boxes and the mailer bags and all of that goodness. So yeah, it's going to be even more chaotic when I try and find somewhere to put all of that before things start leaving. But hey, it's good. We've got the space. It's not taking over the house yet. So yeah, everything is good, but we'll get the stock take done this weekend, and that will definitely make me feel like I can breathe a little bit more. I still have lots of stuff to do, but I know what I'm doing with all the other stuff, whereas stock take, I said to Megan, it's just one of those big jobs that you just need to get done. So yeah, Megan's got a couple of things on today, but later on today we are at least going to get ourselves organised for said stock take and potentially start it, and then maybe finish it off tomorrow. We shall see, but you know, it is what it is. And say, yeah, we're going to do our best to get that all done and boxed off, and then next week I can concentrate on prep for launch and a load of the stuff that has arrived. So yeah, what are you guys all up to this weekend? Has anybody got any nicer plans? Maybe one's out the house, something exciting they're up to? Do let me know in the comments, and then you can reflect on them when I get to the comments for today's video, which could be in a couple of months. But anyway, I am still reading through all comments. I'm currently on comments from just the last couple of comments from the 12th of June, and then going in to the 13th. I will do some longer whip and waffles in July, especially because I do want to get working through my painting, my diamond painting, and I actually think that whip and waffles is going to be the main time I actually get to do that. So I am hoping to have quite a few nice long whip and waffles during July, time willing. And yeah, we can discuss all things June. So Marilyn, she says she's finally got the hang of using glue dots in her single placer. Awesome. You'll find it easier and easier as time goes on. She said it's such a game changer and she is loving it. She has got Dreamer Designs called Wishing You a Rainbow. And she's going to start in a couple of days. She said it will be the most colours that she's done. She says wish her luck. And she loves the whip and waffles. Well, all the best with it. You will thoroughly enjoy it. I don't find having more colours as big a deal as maybe you potentially think. As long as you have either a system for symbols, and maybe some sort of, if you find that you have a couple of symbols that are very similar, some way of sort of highlighting those. So I like to put a highlighter over the symbol on my storage containers when I have symbols that are similar and could potentially get mixed up. And that just means that I sort of double check before I start placing them. It's like an extra little, oh, beware, beware. And yeah, I actually then tend to have a look and confirm if they are symbols, if I have got the right one. If you have a few symbols that are similar, you can use different colour highlighters. So use one colour highlighter to highlight two symbols that are similar, and use a different colour to highlight other symbols that are similar. And that can help you find its pair quicker, and therefore give you a chance to check that you've got the right one. So that can always help. Depending on the level of colours that you have, it might be that it's not an issue how many there are. Marsha, she says, oh my gracious, she said it's so hard to live without water. Hang on, sorry. She says, oh, very low water pressure. She says, first world problem, but very annoying. Yeah, I mean, ours fluctuated, so it wasn't too bad at times. Like, it was low, but it wasn't like dreadful. But then it would go to points where it was really quite low. So it definitely fluctuated between the two. It was showers it primarily affected, because the shower just didn't work properly. Apart from that, it was livable until it got fixed. She says you can buy bottled water for most necessities, she says, but water for flushing, she says, is imperative, and cold showers are obnoxious. She said she hopes it's all sorted now. Yeah, sometimes it did take the toilet a while to sort of refill back up after flushing. But at least then, you know, the toilet sort of holds the water ready for the next flush. So it could take a bit longer to fill up and then, yeah, get used and then take a while to fill up again. So provided, you know, We weren't all going one after another. We were all right. She says, so funny. She says, a new washing machine, she says, taking a walkabout. She said, it surely does scare you, she says, the first time it happens. Sorry, I'm just going to fill up my greens. She said, to the self-described noob, she says, you'll soon know which budget companies to avoid, she says, because either their diamonds are poor quality or unusable, or their canvases are pixelated and unclear. She says she finds it better to stick with brands with the best quality. She said even though she has to save up to purchase the ones that she wants. Hang on, there is more, but I've just spotted 2 pink I've missed. So we'll bob those in before we ditch the AB pen. And pull out my multi-placer as well. Oh yes, I think I need some more of this one. I had 2 stuck together and a load of trash. I hoovered the floor in here yesterday, or vacuumed the floor, whichever you want to call it. But I've just thrown all the trash bits on the floor. Right, let me fill this one up. 3, 8, 5, 7. I should know exactly where this pot is by now. You might have been filling it up. She said the ones Rebecca mentioned are good, are very good. She said she would also add DIY diamond painting. She said the same company who make the Paint Gem minis that I love so much. I do. I love my Paint Gem minis. She says she's working on her first 30 by 40 painting from them as her June Waffle. She says she's not found one imperfect diamond. And the canvas is of the best quality. She says she would say it's relatively the same quality as Diamond Art Club, she says, but not quite as expensive. She said her rule is to pick out the paintings she really wants and save her dollars until she can order them. She says she started diamond painting in the fall of 2019. She says right before COVID changed the world drastically. Oh, I'll just knock my diamonds all over the place, why not? She says, so she hasn't amassed a large stash yet. She's given a few paintings away to loved ones who really appreciated them. And she has a couple of large Diamond Art Club ones that are taking her a while to complete because they're so filled with confetti. She said Chuck Pinson is an amazing artist and extremely detailed. She says her hands are quite arthritic, so she works slowly and sometimes has to stop for a week or 2 when she has flare-ups. She says she hopes that they enjoy this art form as much as we all do. She says, welcome to the community at large and to Rebecca's Zesties. She said she's an excellent teacher and such a wonderful friend. Oh, thank you, Marsha. That is so lovely to leave. I do love passing on, you know, comments from sort of one subscriber to another that's full of helpful tips, tricks, you know, things I may not have thought of, because that company isn't one that I've actually used myself. There are so many companies out there, and at the moment I just have so many that I need to work through, and as much as I'd love to be able to try them all, frankly I just don't have the time or the space. I just don't have the space in my house either to try these other companies and, you know, give them a go for like one painting or unbox a painting and then pop it aside. I just don't have the space for it. I have to be quite restricted in what I, you know, do and don't keep hold of. Monique, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she wishes a lovely day to everyone. Yes, I second that. I hope you are all having an amazing day. What we doing in the craft hell says, hi Zesties and hi Rebecca. She says, update on her progress of trying glue dots. She said it took her a few tries to get them in right. She says, but now she is loving using them. She's using 6mm ones from Hobbycraft, and she bought like 4 packets of 300. How can you going for years? She said at £2 each. She said, thank you so much for the tutorial video years ago, Rebecca. She said, you're awesome. Well, I'm glad it could help you out. But yeah, you will have glue dots for forever. I think the only reason my glue dots have actually gone down a bit is because they were used for some wedding invites for my daughter's friend. Otherwise, I'd still be on the same box. Same box of glue dots, because they last for so long and you just don't need to replace them so often. More often than not, I'm putting a glue dot into a new pen more so than having to replace an old glue dot, because I can take out and put in the glue dot a couple of times before I need to change it out. And I haven't quite hit 300 pens, so I haven't quite gone through a full box yet. Madison said, a wonderful waffle again today. She says she's just found out that she can also use nano tape as wax. She says she's going to try it once her new pen arrives. She said, and they say it works better if you use a metal tip instead of the plastic ones. She said it works well like a glue dot, and then she'll choose the nano tape instead, she said, since it's cheaper. Anyway, she says, hope you and everyone have a wonderful day. Well, do let us know how it goes. I am all for options for people to try. I'm really happy with glue dots. They just work for me. They're handy, they're easy to grab. But yeah, if nano tape works, then do please pass it on, because it may be that somebody has some and doesn't have glue dots, or indeed if it is cheaper. I don't know if it is cheaper. It's not something I recognise to know what sort of price it would be here in the UK. But yeah, glue dots at like £3 are fairly cheap, considering they'll last you pretty much a lifetime. Just noticed I got a hair stuck on my canvas. We'll get rid of that. Busy Lizzie, she says, talking about the Josephine Wall diamond paintings. She said the company that has poured glue, she says the canvas is printed, but is printed in black and white. Not colour. She said, not that it's a cross-stitch pattern that you thought it was. She said the company doesn't do cross-stitch patterns. Oh, so it's a bit like my Heaven and Earth design canvas, where it's printed onto the canvas, but all the symbols are black and white. I think that would be fun, actually, to do. I think that would add a little level of challenge, but not too much. But then again, I've not done my Heaven and Earth design one yet on the black and white canvas. It's a couple of projects down my list. So until I've actually done it, I can't really comment to say whether it's not that bad. It could drive me up the wall. We will see. She says the other company has the picture printed in colour but has double-sided adhesive instead. She said, just to clarify. Right, if both of the symbols themselves are actually on the canvas, even if one of them is just black and white symbols and the other one is colour, I would definitely go for the poured glue myself. I would take the poured glue over none. Right, let me get this letter N down here before it gets forgotten, because there's only one of them. I feel like sometimes these darker ones need getting before I go in with the others, just because I really don't want them to get lost, and I'm likely to lose them. Cat lady, she says today, she says she needs to turn off for an hour. She said they had the surveyor in their home all morning. She said that was the buyer's survey. She said then this afternoon they had the report for the survey on the house that they're hoping to buy. She said she just wants to turn off now, forget it all for a while. She said big decisions to be made this weekend. Oh, it's exciting but stressful times. Really, really is. Not necessarily fun. The excitement will come later. You get an excitement level finding a house, then you get all the stress, and then once you finally actually moved in, then you get the level of excitement again of settling in properly, and it just takes so much longer than you think. Sarah said thank you for a goodie. She said hope Luna was very pampered. Luna's always pampered. always pampered. Liv says hairdressers' appointments take ages. Yes, they do. And I find I don't feel like it takes as much time if it takes that time from an evening rather than from a day. Maybe it's because I plan out my days so much but don't necessarily plan out my evenings as much. My evenings is a bit more, what do I feel up to doing? Some days it's nothing. Some days it's diamond painting. Some days it's quilting. Some days it's working. But the idea is, what do I feel up to doing? Whereas my days, I often have a list in my head of what I actually want to get achieved. She also says, thank you for your explanation. She says she loves a good clean woofer. She says she loved it when Tilly came back from the groomers, and she used to smell so nice. Yes, I love it. Oh look, I've managed to knock a sticker off. It's been a while since I've done that, but they've pretty much lasted on the trays. They've got one more day to go. And then I'm putting the diamonds back into pots, back into their pots until I can get round to a de-kitting, which will take a bit for me to do, but at least the diamonds will all be safe and numbered and won't get knocked, and I can clear my desk off ready for future videos. Get those to stick. Jess, she says for Josephine Wall, she says she highly recommends going with Diamond Painting Deutschland. She says their canvas is thick and well printed. She said, and the double-sided tape is actually amazing. She says the one with the diamond art, she said, has just recently announced. Hang on, I'm struggling. I've got one stuck to my multiplace and it was getting on my nerves. She says the one with diamond art has just recently announced that they're starting to print the image on their J-Wall canvas because so many complained. She says the black and white canvas, she says, was causing many a migraine. She says she's done 3 Josephine Walls. She says one from the Australian company, Uniquely Yours, and the other 2 from Diamond Painting Deutschland. She says those 2 were the best experience that she's had with a max colour. She says she'll be trying a matte colour from Diamond Art Studio UK later this year, and she's anxious to compare the experience to diamond paint in Deutschland. There we go. I think I just need to find more time to diamond paint, don't I? So I can go through all these different things. But I need to get my stash down first, that's the problem. Grey Legrand, she says, hi Rebecca. She said it looks like she is going to finish Gary tonight, Gary the snail. She said also she is really enjoying getting these budget whips done. You can definitely get some quick wins from some budget whips, that's for sure. You can get, you know, they're often 30 by 40s, which, you know, many people start out on, and they take a fair amount of time, especially when you first start to diamond paint, and then you decide to expand, and you might go for some big ones. And then in turn you go for big paintings, you end up doing quite a few big paintings, maybe from higher end companies, maybe still from budget companies, and they take you quite a while, and then all of a sudden you decide to go back and do some budget 30 by 40s, and that's when you really get to see how much quicker at diamond painting you are than maybe you used to be. And how much you can do it faster as soon as you go back to that 30 by 40, and all of a sudden you can get them done so much quicker. Okay, is this my glue dot or the canvas? It's my glue dot. I just primed my glue dot by basically just rubbing it on my face. Kay says, first time adding a comment here on YouTube. Woohoo, well done. Thank you for commenting on here. So they've been following for a while though. They are loving the waffles so far. They have managed a section every day, and fingers crossed they'll finish outside the sweet shop on the last day. Oh, are you the lady on Facebook who has finished outside the sweet shop like yesterday? Like very, very close. I think you finished it yesterday, if it's the same person, which sometimes doesn't come across easily from YouTube. So thank you so much for doing this. It is giving them the momentum that they need. Well, I'm so glad that you are enjoying it. I love June Waffle. And I love the fact that I'm actually going to have a completed painting at the end of it. Because I don't think I'd have had any completed otherwise if it wasn't for June Waffle. And it may well be the same for others. Lady DAC, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, thank you for the distraction today. She says, P Jelly fell over while posting a letter. Oops, hurt her knee and hand and wrist. So she's currently at A&E with her friend. A&E is Accident and Emergency in the UK. It's where you go if you think you've broken anything or for an emergency. She said she's gone to get her hand wrist checked out as there's a lot of bruising. So she is sitting there awaiting news. Sometimes waiting for news can be worse than sitting in a hospital waiting room. So I completely understand that. Just get her to FaceTime or video call you and just leave it on video call so you can be there virtually. She says, honestly, she says no matter how old they are, she says we still worry like hell. Yes, true. I completely get that. Well, I hope everything did well. I'm guessing it's all worked out fine. I have seen comments and stuff from you since. Not necessarily an update on P Jelly. I haven't seen that, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere. But yeah, just take care and know that sitting in a hospital waiting room won't be anywhere near as bad as potentially it was when she originally hurt her wrist. So you've seen her in between, you've been there, and the rest is just a bit of routine to get her all fixed up. But yeah, I get you. It's not easy, and sometimes it's actually worse when, you know, you're not the one that in effect has to stop everything and take them, or they're too independent to necessarily want or need you to take them. That's a whole different level as well. Whole different level of parenting when they just deal with that sort of stuff themselves. It's not fun. Diamond Painting with the Edwards said, hi Rebecca, give Luna lots of cuddles and breathe beautiful smells of a clean dog. Yes, I'm sure she gets more cuddles when she's fresh from the groomers. She says she loves pens. She says 72 pens, she said, isn't that much. Depends. I've only got one hand to use them each time. But to be fair, some of them are the stock ones from the shop, so that I have a variety to use on videos. That people can actually get hold of, rather than doing loads of videos with loads of pens that people can't actually get if they like it, because they're sort of unique or not sold anymore, or yeah, various different reasons. So I try to keep using pens primarily that people can get their hands on. Right, let me just get some more of this. 772. I mustn't need much more because there's not much more left in the pot. There's plenty for what I need, but there's not huge amounts left in the pot. So we must, potentially, we don't have any green in my next section. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. She says, when you get to 4 digits, she says, with pens, then maybe that's too much. Definitely. Even if I get to 3 digits, I think that would potentially be too much for me to store in a way that I like and feel like they'd actually get used. She says, if you have a lot, she says, then we can tell our spouses that our fearless zesty leader has a lot. Then we can buy more. By all means, put my pens in the thousands to your other halves if that makes a conversation go easier for you. But yeah, I don't quite think I'm up for getting that many pens. Cross Stitch and Tat, she says, quiet day today. She says the grands went to their mum, she said son and brother-in-law are working, and niece and nephew to their grandparents. She says, loving a quiet day. She says, so much. No TV and no video game noises. She says, it's so hot here. She says, yesterday it was 111 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 43.9 degrees Celsius. Ouch, that is warm. I don't think the UK would cope at all with that sort of heat. If we had that sort of heat, I think we would just all wilt completely. Our weather cannot cope with that heat. Sorry, I need to keep priming this glue dot. I told you it was a new one. It's testing my patience today. She says, we have air quality alert. She said, so there's no going outside. Guess you'll just have to continue diamond painting, she said, and binge watching some of my videos, she says, in front of the fan. Any excuse, I am with you on that one. I am not a hot summer day kind of gal myself, as you may have been able to tell throughout the theme of the June waffle, or at least the last few days. Days at the moment now are a lot milder for us now. In fact, we're on a bit of a let's rain one day, let's not rain the other day type 18, 19 degree weather at the moment, possibly dropping even more. So we are definitely more back to spring weather than summer. And while I'd love for the rain to disappear, I'm happy that I can actually move about and get stuff done without not being able to cope with the heat. Christina, she says she loves today's pen on the 13th. She said it's so swirly, and she said she even likes that it looks matte. Oh, maybe that was my black and white one. I'm trying to think which one it was, because I never remember which day I used which ones. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But yeah, I love all of my pretty pens, that's for sure. Right, I've got all of those. I'm actually going to jump to the letter J now, purely because there is one tucked up there just under my clip, holding my easel, holding the painting to my easel, and there was very big chances of me forgetting that when I came to do the letter J down here. So I would much rather, when I spot sort of single ones, I would much rather just get them than miss them, especially because I'm working with trays straight off the bat as well. Polly, she says, hello all. She says, in regards to the eclipse, she says they were in the path of totality here on April the 8th. She said, but as luck will have it, she said the day brought rain and thick cloud cover. She said she only saw a brief glance through the special glasses. What was funny, she says, was the fact that the day before and the day after, she said the sun was out, the sky was blue, and no clouds. She says, oh well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Isn't it just? That cookie always likes to crumble the wrong way when it comes to things like that, that's for sure. Sarah B, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, great whip and waffle as always. She said today, she said you were discussing ways to get your multiplacer to more easily stay in your pen. She says, and that gave an idea for a tips and tricks video for me. She says, if you're interested. She says she knows many people use a hot glue to get their multiplacer to stay firmly in their pen, but then to still have it removable. She says she's always wanted to try that, she says, but she's been afraid. She's sceptical. She says that it would be able to be removed later on down the road. But otherwise, she said it sounds like an awesome idea. She says she'd love it if I'm braver than she is and would want to give it a try. It's something I'm happy to give a try. I will need to try and find a hot glue gun though, because contrary to what many people may believe, I don't actually own a hot glue gun. It's just never something that's been my go-to for anything. But I do know that they're like cheap enough to pick up. You know, they're not an expensive item that I'd have to invest in and potentially not use. So yeah, I'll have to try and keep an eye out for a pen that, you know, is quite loose, for a pen tip, for a metal pen tip, The thing is, I'd much rather, ideally, I'd much rather use one of the shop ones, because then if something happens, I can just replace it. If something happens to it, because I'm more than happy to sort of be the tester. I'd just rather do my test on something that I can replace. But thing is, I don't think it happens the same with the shop pens. I think the placers fit. So I will have a mess about with the pens that I have. I do think it would work, and I have seen people use hot glue to pin down the likes of Christmas decorations, Christmas lights outside, you know, like on brick and stuff. They use hot glue to do it, and it just pulls straight back up afterwards when they take them down. So I can see it working on what I know about hot glue, because it's sticking to a smooth surface and not to like, yeah, because it's sticking to the type of surface it's sticking on. I can see it working, but yeah, I haven't actually tried it. So I'll try and keep an eye out for a pen that I'm willing to potentially sacrifice, even though I don't think it will be a full sacrifice. I just definitely don't want to be heartbroken if something happens. Carrie, she says hello. She said she had her podiatry appointment today on her and her hubby's 16th wedding anniversary. Congratulations for hitting 16 years. She says we finally got surgery on her foot scheduled, and it's scheduled for July 16th. Woohoo! Finally moving forward. She says she's so happy to finally have a date, even though it's a month away. And she said she hopes everyone is having a good week. Perfecto. No, it's such good news when you finally get something that you've been waiting for. Even if it, you know, brings another little, you know, bit of time that you're anxious, you know full well it's going to be so much better afterwards. And to be able to finally get things maybe sorted and move on without this annoyance. Mysterious Day, she says, now that the day has ended, she said it is time to sit down and do a section of Cosmic Trip. I think I might need to put some more diamonds in here. I keep trying to sort of grab the ones from round the side, but I think I just need to give up and throw a load more in. Oh, take my little piece of dryer sheet out. Must have had static with those ones when I started. So yeah, she says tomorrow we have to wake up early and she's doing a section of Cosmic Trip and settling in and unwinding for the night. Tomorrow she has to wake up early and clean their living room so that they can be downstairs all day, she says, as it is long overdue for a clean. As the weather will be in the 90s to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 32 to 37 degrees Celsius, which is warm, in my opinion, though more bearable in some countries than others. She says, and their downstairs is generally cooler. She says, however, today was a productive day. She said she got 2 maths lessons done. Very basic pre-algebra stuff. She cooked both breakfast and dinner, she says, and then she kind of laid about today. She's also thinking about joining Summer with the Masters. Summer with the Masters diamond painting event. She says if she can get a canvas in time. with the event already started, she said it's multiple months and she'd be ordering off Amazon, so shipping would be decent. She says, plus you don't have to finish it. She also says, P.S. have you seen Diamond Art Club's new toolkit? Yes, I have seen it. I've seen pictures of it. And while it looks great, to be honest, I never use toolkits that come in kits. So as much as it's like, oh, that's nice, and if I happen to get a diamond painting with it in the future, I will obviously open it up and have a look at it, but I still wouldn't use it. So I understand that when you're on their website, when you scroll through the pictures on the listing, it will tell you whether it has the new toolkit in it or not, because I know some people have actually been wanting pictures with it in so that they can see it. But as I say, it's not something that I would ever use as a toolkit. I just pass all my toolkits on. So yeah, it kind of feels a bit pointless for me to get excited about it when I'm never going to use it. But no, it looked good, and you know, I guess they do buy and sell diamond paintings in the quantity that they can, you know, start looking at ways to improve things and invest in a nicer toolkit, which I think would be really nice for people that are new to diamond painting, to have that really nice or nicer toolkit to start off with, and then they're not battling with their tools to complete a painting in the way they want. So it can only be a good thing. Right, we have finished that section for today, so we have one more. I kind of feel sad, but I'm also excited to finish this one. So do join me for tomorrow's Whip and Waffle, where we will get this section finished. And yeah, you can let us all know on the Facebook group. We do have a thread every day, so do let us know how far you've got along with yours. It doesn't have to be a completion. It doesn't even have to be a diamond painting. So just show us anything and everything that you've managed to do for your me time. You know, just show us a picture of maybe an empty bath or it with bubbles in, if that's what you've chosen to do each day. Don't show us the whole picture, but you know, yeah, I love seeing the variety as well as diamond painting. So it doesn't have to, it's not just diamond painting, it's about the me time. So anyway, I will speak. Thank you so much for watching, all of you, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.